Good morning, friends. Welcome to GoOnlineTrainings.com. This is Bhaskar Jogi. I have 20 plus years of experience in the IT industry. I worked for many IT companies, including Accenture, Patni, Unilever, Microsoft, lot of companies where I worked as a team lead, software engineer, senior software engineer, manager, right? So currently, I'm not working for any company. I'm completely into training and consultancy, right? So I wanted to share my knowledge. I'm passionate about teaching and training. That is the reason I quit the company. I started this institution. I'm completely sharing my knowledge because if you don't have the proper gurus or proper teachers, definitely you will not be able to upgrade yourself, right? So definitely industry needs lot of good mentors, lot of good gurus, but unfortunately, students are completely going with the brokers and the proxies, guys, where you lose the opportunities, lose the confidence, you lose everything. You don't get into IT industry, and afterwards, you will become zero. So many non-IT people can come into IT industries today because lot of opportunities are available for any graduates because IT industry is completely transformed from coding to non-coding except a few technologies like C, C++, Java, .NET, where you have to write a lot of coding. But apart from these four technologies or the languages, you don't need any coding at all in the IT industries today. So just like learning Instagram, just like you're learning a WhatsApp. So that is how you need to understand, learn these IT courses today. But only thing is that you need to practice. You can complete this SSIS course within a 1 month time or within 2 months time, and a third month you're ready for the interview. So only thing is that you have to learn from very basic level to advanced level any course, and you need to have some prerequisites as well. For example, to learn SSIS course you have to know SQL because IT industry, I means information technology, information can be derived from the data, right? So IT industry means what? I stands for what? Information, right? So how do you get the information? Information can be derived from the data or you can get from the data. But how do you store the data? So if you wanted to store the data, so definitely you have to know a technology called SQL, or it is also called as a database management system, or it is also called as RDBMS system or the concept. So if you wanted to get into IT industry, definitely IT industry is going to be dealing with the data. I stands for information. Information you will be able to get from the data, but how IT industry is going to be storing the data, managing the data, that you have to know. So to understand storing the data, managing the data, there is a concept or a technology called SQL or database management or RDBMS or DBMS, whatever the people are going to be calling, that is fine. So compulsorily you have to know. So you may learn tomorrow C or C++ or Java or .NET or SSIS or Power BI or Python or SAP or anything you wanted to learn tomorrow. Okay, anything. I wanted to learn Android or iOS. Okay, anything you wanted to learn tomorrow, before that you have to know SQL. Without SQL, all these are useless. All these are useless. So if you wanted to get into IT industry, the prerequisite you have to know about data, because IT industry is going to be doing only two things. What IT industry is going to be doing? It is either storing data, okay, IT industry, or processing data. Only these two things IT industry is going to be doing, nothing else. How do you store the data? With the help of a SQL or RDBMS. How do you store the data? With the help of a language like C, C++, Java, .NET, Android, SAP, this one, that one, blah blah blah. All of them are languages. So end of the day, you are going to be working with the IT industry, either data side, storing the data, or the processing the data. So only these two things that you're going to be working. You work for any company, you work for Google, you work for Microsoft, you go work for Capgemini, you work for XYZ. Only two things that you're going to be doing in the IT industry. IT industry core functionality is storing a data and the processing of the data. So processing where you will be able to learn different technologies, Python, SAP, .NET, this one, that one. So let us understand without SQL, don't blindly jump into any other technology. So parallelly, you should also learn SQL or RDBMS. So we don't have live classes for SQL. Okay, no live classes. You have to buy SQL videos. SQL videos. There are some 45 hours videos are available. Daily, you need to watch 1 hour video. So 1 hour video, how to watch? Watch for only 15 minutes and take a break, write the notes. Again, watch for 15 minutes, take a break and write the notes like that. If you don't have a mood, stop it. Tomorrow morning, again watch 15 minutes like that. You will be able to, buy the notes, paper and pen, write the notes or diagrams and whatever I'm teaching in the sequel, you have to practice because without SQL, you cannot learn Power BI, you cannot learn SSIS, you cannot learn anything. You cannot get into IT industry also. Clear? So like that, you will be able to complete this course within 1.5 months, but you need to practice only the videos. If you have any question tomorrow, in tomorrow's class, you can ask. In SSIS class or Power BI class, you can ask, sir, I have a doubt. Can I share my screen? So this is where I'm stuck. I'm not able to understand this. You can ask me. You will be able to easily complete this 45 videos. And remember, with the SQL, and if you know SSIS, so SSIS, what is SSIS? I will tell you today. Now, what is SSIS means? It is going to be used to storing your data, right? To store data, to store water, normally we use a tank, right? To store the blood, we use the blood bank. To store the data, we use the data bank or a database, right? So SQL means a data banks or a tanks or the data banks or the databases. So if you wanted to store a lot of gold bank. If you wanted to store a lot of data bank. Data bank is called as a data tank or a database. Now you put the data, you get the data. You put the data, you get the data. You put the data, you get the data. SQL means just like storerooms or godowns or the tanks or the drum. In the drum, what you do? You put the water, you get the water. So SQL is nothing but it is a storeroom or a godown where you are going to be organizing the data. You're going to be putting the data, getting the data. So just like, a godown. So just like a, gold bank, a blood bank, this is a data bank. Clear? So that is how you can understand. SQL is very easy. Anybody can understand. If you know SQL very well, 60 percent of the interview questions are going to come from here. So remaining got a topic like SSIS or Power BI, you will be able to get remaining 40% of the interview questions. So you understand SQL is more important than other technology. You will have minimum coding, 20% of coding will be there. So that is required. Without that, you will not be able to get. But this where you don't have any coding, non-IT people can learn and can get into IT industry. And it is not a very big deal. SSIS or PBI, anything you can learn very easily. You can get into this SQL 45 days. SSIS will be 1 month course. If you wanted to learn this one, it will be only 25 days course. It is daily 1 hour will be having, and we'll having classes from Monday to Friday only. We don't have classes Monday, Saturday and Sunday. Monday to Friday we'll have classes. For US people it will be Sunday to Thursday, right? Timings also same timing. Now, Power BI, if you wanted to learn after SSIS, you will be able to learn the Power BI. It will be for 45 days course minimum. So daily 1 hour live classes will be there. The new batch is going to be starting. The new batch is going to be starting from April 1st. Morning 8 a.m. IST, you will be able to attend. So this will be starting from today. SQL, you need to take it parallelly, whether you are learning Power BI or SSIS. SQL is compulsory. It will take a lot of time. So you need to start from today. You can buy the videos, and we have English version videos, and we have local language also Telugu. You can buy any, one of the version and videos. You will be able to practice them. And Monday's class, I will tell you how to install SQL software, and you can just take it further. Okay. So are you clear with this? Without SQL, don't jump into IT industry. Even though you wanted to learn Java, .NET, SAP, Python, anything you wanted to learn compulsorily, you have to learn which course. SQL is must. So clear. So lot of SQL softwares are available. So Microsoft is giving you SQL Server as a software. Then you have Oracle company is giving Oracle software. That is also SQL software. Like that, we have IBM is giving you Netezza. That is also SQL software. Now you have DB2 from IBM only. You can learn any one of these tools. Any one of these tools you can learn, SQL. So we are going to be learning SQL Server. This is from Microsoft. Why Microsoft tool? Because SSIS is a Microsoft tool. Clear? So we are going to be learning this Microsoft where it is going to be giving you, this. So only this software is number one software worldwide. SQL Server as well as Oracle. These are the number one is Oracle, number two is SQL software. These are the RDBMS softwares where lot of business data is going to be stored and managed efficiently. Now all this data is going to be stored in the data centers, right? So when you go and when you see lot of data centers, so a lot of data centers, these are called data centers, you can see. So all the data will be stored in the this kind of a data centers, guys. So all these machines where SQL software is installed. SQL means Oracle, DB2, all these things. Netezza or SQL Server, Oracle, anything is called as SQL software. They will take one machine, inside that they will install, and all the data of the business will be stored in this. Remember, so you don't know that all the machines are available where in the data centers, and these data centers are maintained by the admin people and the networking people. Clear? So how to store the data, how to deal with the data, all these things we're going to be discussing about this. Now we are going to be using SQL Server. I'll give you some brief. So how SQL Server Microsoft is started. Okay, what is SQL Server? I told you, right? Which is RDBMS software. The first version, it is started in 1989. Okay, which is called as RDBMS, or it is a SQL software. SQL means you can store the data, you can retrieve the data, just like a tank or the go down. The next version is 3.0. Next version is 5.0, then 7.0, then SQL Server 2000. So it is RDBMS software. RDBMS means Relational Database Management System. Simply, it is a data storing and a data retrieval software. You can think as a go down or a storeroom. SQL means that. Okay. So you have a lot of companies are providing SQL softwares. As I told you, Oracle is the number one. DB2 from IBM company. This is also very good SQL software. Even Netezza, it is also very good SQL software. A lot of companies are available. You have Postgre, SQL. This is one company. Then we have one more company is giving you SQL for free. MySQL. Right. Lot of companies are available. You have one more company called Teradata. So this is also beautiful SQL software. So Microsoft is giving the name also SQL. So it does not mean that these are not SQL. This is only SQL. All these are SQL softwares only. Like that, you have thousands of softwares. You have lot of banks are available, right? ICICI Bank, Citibank, Deutsche Bank, Andhra Bank, Union Bank. Any bank can deposit the cash, withdraw the cash. Like that, you can go to any of these data banks. This is one data bank from Microsoft. This is one more data bank from one more company. You have ICICI Bank, HDFC Bank, like that. Right. So all these are called as a data banks, data banks, data banks. I'm going to be talking about SQL Server. SQL Server is the software started in 1989 by Microsoft, where you will be able to store large amount of data here. But later, what has happened in SQL Server 2005 version? So what they have done, it is not only data storing and managing software. In this, they have installed one more component called MSBI. MSBI means Microsoft Business Intelligence. What is business intelligence? I will tell you. But in this, they have added three more tools. SSIS is one tool, SSAS is one more tool, SSRS is one more tool got added. So SS stands for, okay, SS stands for SQL Server. Okay, so SSIS stands for SQL Server Integration Services. So that is what you got to understand. Integration means combining, merging. I will talk about this later. The next one is called SSAS. This is what is called analysis services. This is one more services. The last service is called as a SSRS. This is a reporting services. This is, you can create lot of reports. These three tools are called as MSBI, Microsoft Intelligence. Now this is going to store the data. These guys are going to analyze the data. Okay, for example, I have two guys are available. Suresh is getting 90% of the marks and John is getting, let us say, 63% of the marks, right? So I'm talking about only two students data and I'm talking about only one subject data. So I wanted to analyze who's doing better, who's not doing better. So definitely we know Suresh is doing better. But if you think about a business, you don't have only two products, right? You don't have only two products. You don't have only, two rows. You will have millions of data, millions of decisions we needed to take. So that is what is called analyzing the company's data. If you wanted to analyze the data, first data has to be stored somewhere, right? Data will be stored somewhere, either in the SQL or maybe there in Excel or maybe there in X or Y or Z. We cannot guarantee that all the data will be there in RDBMS. Some of the data, some companies may store in Excel also, right? If you have a small amount of data, go online trainings is going to be storing in Excel because I have a small amount of data, MBs of data. When you have a large amount of data, you have to use SQL. So depends upon the size, you're going to be using different storages, right? Like that. So you need to understand, I have a lot of data, but if the data, if I store it, that is not sufficient. I need to understand how my business is doing. So in which, area the sales is good, which area the sales is bad, which products are selling high, which products are not selling high. I wanted to analyze some data. The analysis is called as a business intelligence. Clear? The analysis is called as a business intelligence. So we are going to be using SQL Server to analyze that data, to store the data. At the same time, we are going to be using SSIS and SSAS and SSRS to analyze the data. Clear? This is what is called business intelligence, or you can say data analytics. Clear? So the SQL Server 2005 version got MSBI got included in that, and the later versions are, later Microsoft included 2008, then 2008 R2. R2 means release 2. It got released in 2010, then 2012, 2014, then 2016, then 2017, then 2019. The current version is 2020. So SQL Server 2020 is the latest version, where when you install 2022 version, so I will give you this version you need to install on Monday. So 2019 I will give you, or 22 also you can install. So if you install, you will be able to get RDBMS, that is SQL, plus MSBI will be installed. MSBI means three tools: SSIS, SSAS and SSRS. These three tools will be installed. Now you will be able to work with SSIS only, and SSRS is now replaced with the Power BI. SSRS is going to be replacing with the Power BI. We are not going to be learning SSRS today. Okay. SSIS, I'm going to be teaching you for 25 days, right? So 25 days you will be able to learn this, and SSAS you will be learning in 5 days, and I will be giving for free, right? SSRS, we are not going to be learning. Instead of that, we are going to be learning Power BI. This is a reporting software. Now we are going to be learning this for how many days? We are learning for 45 days. Okay. So SSIS is needed. SSAS is, you will be given free videos that you can learn later. SSRS we are not learning because instead of SSRS, Microsoft released. So this is released in 2005, right? So Power BI is released. What is Power BI? What is everything we'll discuss later. It is released in 2015. It is going to be replacing SSRS. Many companies are using SSRS plus Power BI. Some companies are using, instead of SSRS, they're using Power BI. That is also fine. It is a reporting software. Now 25 days SSIS, 5 days of this, and 45 days Power BI will be learning. Then later I'll be giving you one project for free you will be able to have, and CV preparation is included, and interview questions are going to be covered. All these are free, and job assistance will be provided, how to prepare the CV, how to review the CV, everything will be free, and you will be able to get into IT industry to complete, because SQL also you need to complete within 45 days of time, right? So without that you will not be able to get into IT industry. So you need to learn MSBI, SSIS and SSAS. Instead of SSRS, we are going to be learning Power BI, right? So these are the technologies that we're going to be learning plus RDBMS. So put together, so it will take minimum 3.5 months. So what is the complete duration of these courses? Minimum 3 to 3.5 months you will be there with me. All the courses you will be able to learn. And if you know Power BI, you can just skip. If you know SQL, you can skip. But if you don't know, start with SQL along with the SSIS or SQL with the Power BI. You need to start and you will be able to complete. So MSBI, only SSIS for 1 month. Remaining 2 months, you will be able to complete the Power BI. Right? So Power BI new batch is going to be starting April 1st morning 8 o'clock. You can attend, right? Or you complete SSIS first and SQL, then not in the month of April, you may join in the month of May also. Depends upon your time, depends upon your schedule. You can join the Power BI batch. So every month we have a Power BI, but I'm not guaranteed every month we have SSIS or not. Okay, this month I have free time slot, I'm starting, but next month I may not start. If I'm not starting, you can attend Power BI live and MSBI SSIS, you can buy videos and practice. And RDBMS also you can buy videos and practice. That's it. If it is starting anytime live, you can attend Power BI per month only one batch. SSIS maybe there may not be there in the future. You can continue now. So that is up to you. So these are the courses we're going to be completing within 3.5 months. Now you need to pay only fee for SSIS and SQL if you wanted to join. And next month when you join Power BI, you can pay for Power BI. Otherwise, you can just skip for the next month. And the May month you can just join and pay the fee in the month of May itself. Clear? So whenever you wanted to start with that course, you can pay the fee and take the classes, right? So if you're a busy person, you don't have the time to attend live classes, means you can buy all the videos and practice them one by one. Practice them one by one. So that is what I'm going to be telling you. So this is what is the history. So we are going to be installing SQL Server software in your laptop. What is the laptop configuration we need to have? So I will talk about SSIS, MSBA, technical things later. But before that, let me have laptop configuration. Any processor you can have. Okay, any i3, i4. So not Celeron processor. Don't go in for this. Okay, so any processor except Celeron and i3, i4, any generation is fine. Minimum 4 GB of RAM is required and 256 GB SSD or hard disk is needed. So hard disk I don't recommend, it is slow. SSD many companies are giving, you need to have that. Windows 10 or later means you have Windows 11 only. You can have, in this you have Home and Pro. I strongly recommend Pro, but if you have Windows Home also fine. Windows 10 Home or Pro is needed. and we need to install SQL Server software. I'll be giving on Monday. You will be get the download button. You can download the software and I'll show you how to install and in the live. Okay, I will install in my laptop so that you will be able to install it. Then when you install it, you will get the SQL software plus MSB. MSB means SSIS and SSAS and SSRS also will be installed. But we are not going to be using SSRS, and later we will be installing Power BI also. Then PDF and WinZipping software need to install, WinZip or WinRAR. Small software we need to install, and compulsorily you need to have MS Office. Okay, 2007 version or any later versions also you have to install it. Clear? If you don't have Windows 10 or Windows 11, it is impossible for us to continue the classes. If you have a Windows 7, don't ask me what should I do, sir. So don't ask me that question. You go to the nearest hardware shop and you ask them to format it. And if it is not compatible, means you need to sell the old laptop. You get the new laptop with Windows 11 or Windows 11, and don't ask me. And it'll be of no use if you ask me the question. If you have any other this one, we will not be able to proceed further. Right? Now, I'll show you the configuration in Amazon.com. So I'm using Lenovo. So if you want to buy, you can buy Lenovo laptop or whatever you buy it. I will give you one software, one machine. See, don't buy the Celeron machines. Okay. So this is a Celeron machine. Never buy it. It will be cheaper, and 35 or 32,000 you will be able to get a good laptops. So say 35 you can go in for this kind of a laptops. So Lenovo ThinkBook 15-inch Ryzen laptop, full HD and RAM, 8 GB of RAM, 512 GB SSD, Windows 11 Home will be there, and you can buy this kind of a things. Let me click on this. So I will give you this in the chart window. If you wanted to buy this laptop, you can buy. It is not a Intel processor, but if you need Intel means you can also get Intel processors. Let me click on this Lenovo AMD only you have, or you can go in for Intel or some other processors are available. Lenovo. Now this is Intel, right? So Lenovo IdeaPad 3 11th generation Intel Core. And remember, so Office 2021 was also given 2 years warranty. And the cost is this. If you wanted to buy desktop or desktop you can get it for 20,000 rupees. Okay. Same configuration. If you go to any hardware shop, you can tell this configuration. They will be able to give you for this. Okay. So now this is what I'm talking about, completely the generalized things. If you know SQL and if you know SSIS, you can get into IT industry even though reporting is not available. But if you learn reporting is also, you will get more and more advantages. You can be there in the IT industry more and more time. So with the SQL knowledge, with the SQL and SSIS knowledge, you can prepare a CV and you will be able to get into IT industry with the ETL. Lot of opportunities are available, I'm telling you. Even though Power BI has ETL, that is Power Query, it is not you know, uh, comparable with this SSIS. Or you have a cloud ADF is also available, Azure Data Factory, that is a cloud ETL. So you don't understand what is a cloud and all, but that is also not very good when you compare with SSIS. I strongly recommend you learn 1 month of SSIS with the SQL. And if you know Power BI already, that is good. If you don't know Power BI, you can learn SQL and SSIS first. You can apply for the jobs later. You will be able to join with me and complete the Power BI as well. So you'll have more technologies means more opportunities. Less technologies means you will have less opportunities, or you will be removed from the company within 1 or 2 years when you have only two skills. When you have more and more skills, you will have much more opportunities. Many people will tell me, sir, I'm out of the company. I'm in a bench. Sir, I do not have proper work opportunities. That means they are learning only 1 or 2 technologies. After that, they did not upgrade themselves. Once in a year, once in a 2 years, it is recommended that you learn at least one tool. For example, ADF is there. Everybody is saying cloud ETL. At least learn that course. So it will be, if you join one institute, it will be of at least some thousand, some $100 or some 10,000 rupees course fee. They join 1 month, you can complete. It is completely drag and drop software. But if you don't learn these kind of a new technologies once in a year, once in a 18 months, according to the statistics, people are saying at least once in 18 months, you have to have one new technology in your basket, in your skill set, so that you will be there in the IT industry forever and forever. And these skills are completely drag and drop softwares. Learning skills means just paying some amount and putting some 1 or 2 hours per day, at least for 1 or 2 months. That's it. You can get into IT industry and you can be there in the IT industry for longer period. So people who are not learning, or people learning only one skill, they will be there for IT industry for 1 month or half a month, or within 6 months they'll come out, they'll say this is not good, that is not good, my company is not good, it is recession, that is recession. It is not the recession, it is always skills. So before recession, why is that you couldn't get into IT industry, you tell me? Okay, recession is now last 1 or 2 years recession, but before that, why you couldn't go to IT industry? Because lack of knowledge, lack of skills. But nobody will tell you like that. Everybody will say it is recession, don't go. It is recession, don't go. But nobody is telling you that recession will go. Skills are permanent. Recession is only temporary. You ready with the skills. When it is gone, then you're ready. You will be able to get into IT industry, get much more salaries. When you compare with non-IT salaries, much more salaries. If you keep minimum of 3 years of experience, you will be able to get minimum 10 to 12 lakhs in India. In abroad, you will get a minimum 100K, minimum $70K, 100K. One housewife at the age of 44, she is a botany zoology student and housewife for almost 20 years. At the age of 44, she got into IT industry with Power BI and SSIS. She got 1.2 crore salary in US, 1.5 lakhs, 1.5 thou, one, 150K USD dollars she got it. How? It is not the salary, it is not her qualification, it is not the the gap she has. So completely the skill she has. Because of that, even the recession 6 months back, she got into IT industry. It is completely your thinking process. It can take you to next level. It is not your age, your gap, your skill, nothing. You need to have good mentors with you, good people with you, good institutes with you, so that anybody can learn, anybody can get into IT industry. Because IT industry is a private industry, it is not a government industry. Private industry does not see your salary, see your background, your qualification, your income levels, your age, your educational gaps. So IT industry is not at all seeing nowadays. So 20 years back, it was checking everything, but today any non-IT guy can come into IT industry, guys. So remember, if you have a 10 years of gap, 15 years of housewife, you are nothing to worry. No worries at all. I will tell you how to prepare a CV with the gap, how to convert the gap into, in your experience, everything I will tell you. Even though you put minimum 3 years of experience, you will be able to crack minimum 10 to 15 lakhs of salary packages in India. In abroad, you will be able to get minimum 1.5K USD. That means almost 1 crore salaries. Clear? But same time, when you work with the non-IT industry, because of automation, many people are losing jobs. Sales people are losing jobs. Operational guys are losing jobs. Lot of people are losing jobs. Why you wanted to be into non-IT when there's a opportunity for you? Clear? You spend 3 months of time, or you put 6 months of time or 8 months of time. You complete the course within 3 months and keep on giving the interviews, keep on giving the interviews. Within 2 3 months, you will get minimum 2 to 3 offer letters. I had seen many people who do not know proper English also, they're able to crack. Lot of housewives cracked it. Lot of people passed out of 2005 2008 got into IT industry, guys. So end of the day, what matters is your practice, your skills. Nothing matters. Clear? I'm there to support you. You have to work like that. Okay? It is generalized topic. Let us understand what is SSIS and what it is going to be doing. Let us understand what is ETL. Some technical things let us understand. So you think about some Amazon companies there. You have a company called Amazon company. Amazon company is having a lot of data. So what kind of data? For example, you go to Amazon company, you wanted to buy some product. For example, I wanted to buy a AC air conditioner. I wanted to see one air conditioner. I wanted to buy this. So whenever I'm buying this, now I'm buying from India. It is 32,990. I click on this. Now I wanted to make the payment. So when I click on the payment, it is going to be asking me. It is going to be asking me what is the my user ID and password. Then I give my credit card. I will be able to continue further and I'll make the payments. All the data, all the Amazon's data will be stored in one application, right? So you need to know all the data will be stored. Now, all the data is not there in the single place. Why? Because the company is having a lot of branches all over the world. Amazon India, Amazon UK, Amazon US. All the data is not in the single place. Some of the data is in India, some of the data is in US, some of the data in UK, some of the data in Japan, some of the data in Dubai. So this company is having a lot of data issues. Even though the data I'm talking about a single company's data, since it is doing a lot of enterprise business all over the world, it is doing its business, the data may not be there in the single location. That is what is the first issue with the Amazon company. Not only Amazon company, you think about Flipkart, Netflix.com, or Yatra.com, or Indian Railways. So any company you take it, they don't have the data in a single premises, or they don't have the data in a single location. That is the biggest issue the company is facing. Right. The second issue, the company does not have data in a single environment. They have some data in Java. They have some data in a .NET. They have some data in Excel sheets. Some of the data in the text files. So some of the data in XML file, some of the data it is going through the Android, or some of the data maybe in SAP. So we don't know how the companies are going to store the data, because we know end of the day the data has to be stored somewhere. So these are the applications they're using, storing the data, processing the data. So so this guy is collecting the data, because whenever you make the payment, so you make the credit card payment, all the data is being collected by this website. How this website is made, do you know? You don't know. How, where it is going to store, do you know? You don't know. So, but this is going to store the data elsewhere. So data will be collected using a Java, .NET, Excel, blah, blah, blah. So that is also one more challenge that you need to understand. Clear? And data that you are having will have different sizes of data. Some of the data may be there in small size, low data, where the sales is very less, like Dubai, where the Amazon is not doing very good business. There is very small amount of data. Some countries like Japan and all, not very big data. It is GBs of data. In India, they are getting a large amount of data, maybe gigabytes of data, terabyte of data. They're able to get it large amount of data. When you have a large amount of data, infrastructure they have to maintain more, bigger servers, bigger network, bigger resources, lot of servers, lot of things are more and more speed internet, lot of things they need to concentrate on. Clear? The size. What about the company's data accuracy? Accuracy means how clean the data is, because end of the day, data you're able to generate, it is not very high level data. Low level, the data accuracy, or medium level data accuracy will be there, or you may have high level data. It is not guaranteed that all the data will be cleaned data. So some applications, for example, text files, Excel, when you have data, the data may not be cleaned data. For example, you have some data like this: employee ID, employee salary, and employee data of joining. So I have some data. This data stored in Amazon like this. Okay. Now employee ID 1. So name of Bhaskar, salary 10,000. Now date of joining, let us say 12th, 23 and 2009. Like that I have some data. Now here you have like this. Now you see the data. what is happened? This is storing the data, but not in the proper order. This is having salary, this is having name. Or you may have some data correctly here and the salary is 1200. Now you have 24, 27, and 2009. Now do you think that this data is having correct format? It is not having correct format. Or you may have some duplicated data got repeated here. So all these concerns may be there. You don't know, right? So if you have a lot of duplicate data, lot of format entries or spelling mistakes may be there. So all the data may not be high accuracy data. You may have low accuracy, you may have medium accuracy, you may have high accuracy of the data. When you have high accuracy of the data, we need not do anything because data itself is very, very cleaned. But when the data is not so cleaned, data is having duplicates and misspelled data, I have to clean the data. For the cleaning the data, I have to include a lot of developers who can clean the data. Lot of technical applications I have to use to clean the data. So what will happen? The budget of the project will increase. The time also will increase to clean the data. Clear? So lot of things are going to be coming into the picture. The budget may rise or the data we can say some of the data we cannot clean, some of the data we cannot use it. Only I will take high accuracy of data, remaining data I cannot take it. You can also say like that. If you wanted to analyze some data, Amazon company wanted to analyze their sales data, but if you wanted to analyze the data is not available in the silver platter. It is not very clean data. It is not available centrally. So all these are the data challenges that you have to know. Clear, guys? Now, you have high level data. Now you have a lot of issues like that. You will be able to get it, right? So overcome all the issues. We are going to be using lot of softwares, right? Lot of softwares I'm going to be using. So one of the software we are going to use, that is called, we can get the data from anywhere. So I have the data from anywhere. So for example, I may be having data, some of the data in SAP. SAP is available in India. Amazon companies data is available in SCA, and some of the data Amazon company is storing in .NET server. This may be in Dubai or this may be in US server, right? So some of the data it may be maintaining in Excel sheet. This may be in Dubai. So what we need to do, you have to get all this data. This is the Amazon company's data I'm talking about. You need to extract the data from here. Extract the data from here. You have to extract the data from here. So with the help of a software called ETL software. Which software I'm talking about? ETL software. So what is the software we have in MSBI? So MSBI is going to be having three softwares. One software is called SSIS SQL Server Integration Services. Integration means combining, merging. Clear? Get the data from here. Get the data from here. Get the data from here. You merge, you combine the data. All the data you are going to be putting into one server. Clear? All the data you are going to be keeping into one computer, one server. This server is called as a staging server. Staging means temporary. Staging means temporary. It is also, if you ask me, it is SQL or database server. It may be SQL server or Oracle server where all the data from here, data from here will be extracted, transformed and loaded. So ETL means we are going to be extracting the data. Extracting means reading the data from the source. Transforming. Why transform? Transform means change or clean. Because if the data is not so clean, we need to clean the data, right? Then load the data. So transformation means get the data. If the data itself is a cleaned data, don't do anything. If it is not cleaned, you need to clean the data, change the data, load. So that is what we're going to be doing. All the data will be loaded here. Now here we do data cleansing activity. Get the data. Data cleansing means what all activities you do. You may remove duplicates, remove dupe data. Okay. You may remove duplicates. Sometimes you may merge the data. Sometimes you split the data. Sometimes you may convert the data, whatever you do. Sometimes you fill the blanks, blank values are available that you fill. Sometimes you correct misspelled data, misspelled data you're going to be correcting. Whatever you do, that is what is called a data cleansing. I'll give you a simple example. You go to the shop in the morning to buy vegetables. You go to shop number one, buy some vegetables. Okay, this is shop number one, buy some vegetables. Go to shop number two, buy some vegetables. Go to shop number three, buy some chicken and fish. Now all of them temporarily you are going to be storing in where? In your carry bag. This is what is your carry bag. So stage means a temporary. Stage means what? Temporary. It is a sequel. All the data, shop number one vegetable, shop number two vegetable, shop number three vegetables will come, and all the vegetables are now stored in this bag. After coming to home, what you do? You take one, you take tomato, you wash them. You get the chicken, you clean them. You get the potato, half potato is gone, you cut them and throw, and you peel them. You apply some, masala spices so that you wanted to marinate them. So all of them you're going to be doing. That is what is called cleaning. Clear? So why? Because you cannot use the raw data as it is. You cannot use raw vegetable as it is. You need to clean the data. It is not guaranteed that the vegetables are cleaned. Maybe cleaned, but it is not guaranteed, right? So raw data may be available from Amazon. Data is there. You cannot guarantee that Amazon data is a clean data. You have to get the data and you have to keep it in the server, and you're going to be cleaning here. So the cleaned data, what you do? Vegetables, you open the bag, this temporary bag. After that, what you do? You take the vegetables, okay, all of them you're going to be taking again. You're going to use one more ETL process. Get all the data from this server with the help of ETL again. SSIS software you're going to be using. Okay, so take the data from this machine and you're going to be putting all the data into final. So what is the final vegetables are going to go? You have a refrigerator or the fridge, right? You clean the vegetables and chicken. All the vegetables you cannot cook at a time, right? So what you do, you open the fridge. Now you're going to be keeping. So this is what is called data warehouse. Okay, warehouse server. So this is also a computer. So with the SQL software only. Clear? Warehouse means a bigger one. You buy a bigger hardware. Inside that you are going to be installing Oracle software, SQL software, so that that machine can accommodate large amount of data. Right? If I buy a laptop, in my laptop I am installing SQL Server. What is my laptop capacity? Maximum 1 terabyte of hard disk. I go to my laptop, complete hard disk capacity is 1 terabyte. I go right click on the properties, and what is the RAM I'm going to be having? 8 GB of RAM, i5 processor. I'm having Windows 11 Pro, and my computer name is called Kadar machine. So maximum I can use 8 GB of RAM. Maximum I can store 1 terabyte of data. But if I wanted to store 100 terabyte of data, my laptop cannot be used. To store data, we know SQL software can be installed. So you buy bigger hardware, very bigger hardware, where you have 1000 terabyte of hard disk, 1000 GB of RAM, and you have lot of processors, and in that you are going to be installing SQL. SQL means Oracle SQL Server. So this machine is called as a Oracle data warehousing machine. Clear? So data warehouse means bigger. So your laptop cannot be a data warehouse because it is going to be having very small 1 terabyte of data you can have. You think every month this company is getting 200 GB of data per month. You think like this. So every month you're taking the data, and a 12 months data I'm talking about. What is the data? 200 GB into 12, it will become 1 year 2.4 terabytes of data into 10 years of data I would like to store. It will become 24 terabytes of data will be stored in the data warehousing. Clear? So every month data, if it is full here, this data will come and it will be stored in the data warehousing. Okay. So when the server is full, these servers are very, very lightweight servers. These servers are called as OLTP servers. and this data warehousing server is called as a OLAP server. Okay, there are two types of computers are available. One is called OLTP computer. The second one is called OLAP computer. OLTP means online transaction processing. Transactions means lavadevi in Telugu. So whenever you do anything, that is a transaction according to the IT industry. You go to the bank, you deposit the cash, that is a transaction. You cancel the deposit, that is also a transaction. Book a movie ticket, cancel a movie ticket, book a room, cancel a room. Purchase something, inquire to go online trainings.com. I wanted to have the training. So inquiry is also transaction, right? So whatever you do, that is a transaction. Transaction data is called as a fresh data. So wherever you are storing the fresh data, that data is called as OLTP data. For example, you go to the bank today, you withdraw some cash. That is a fresh transaction. You go to the bank, you deposit some cash. That is a fresh transaction. Like that, many people are depositing, withdrawing, depositing, withdrawing. The data of today's will be the fresh data. But what about last 1 year data? Last 5 years data in the bank, that will be historical data. So when you go to the bank and do, for example, you're in the ATM machine, with the ATM machine, you're doing some transactions, right? So this data will be going to one server. That could be SAP server or some SAP server. We don't know. Some data will go. You're withdrawing some cash. You go to ATM, withdraw. Some data will come here. Like that, people are withdrawing, buying, and doing a lot of things. Data will come and come, come and come. This data will be full. When the data will be full, this server will not respond. The server will not respond. So what we need to do once the transactions are full, when the server is full, Microsoft, not Microsoft, the company, the banking company will be taking all the data from here. All the data will be removed, and this data, it is going to be dumping it here. It is going to be cleaning. The cleaned data will be putting into here. So remember that. So all the data will be going here. So you need to come. The data will come. Data will be removed from here because last year data. Why should I keep it in this server? Because it is last year data. What data will be here in this server? Only the last 6 months data or last 1 year data will be there. Like that, if you're in US and US, the same Amazon company, whenever you're buying a product, all the data from US will come. The servers are full. The servers are full after 1 month or 1 year. So this data will be taken and dumped into here. So like that, the initial data will come here. This data, these servers are not in big size. These servers are going to be having fresh data, small size servers. Maybe these are going to be having GBs, maximum 500 GB or less than 1 TB of data. But remember, this is most of the time read and write data will come. Most of the time you will be able to get 80% of the time the companies are getting the data. For example, you go to the bank, what you do? Most of the time you do the deposit and you do the cash withdrawal. Only 20%, 10% you see what is my balance. Check your balance. Or I have done the transaction whether it is successful or not. But remaining time, the banks are busy to getting the data. So most of the time you're busy writing the data. Now this is what, but after that what will happen? All the data you will be able to take. Once the server is full, what you do? You take the data and you will be able to perform analytical operation. OLAP means online analytical processing. This is also called as data warehousing. So you don't have the fresh data. Last year data you will be able to take and dump into this server. It is not a small size data which is going to be having a large size, because every month you are getting 12 GB, 500 GB of data into 12 months. It will become 6 terabytes of data into 10 years of data you're going to be storing. It will become 60 terabytes of data. Right? So every month you assume you're getting 500 GB of data from the machines. So after 1 year, it will become what? 60, or it will become terabytes of data. So remember, I'll say simply terabytes. Clear? So it is read-only data. It is not fresh data. It is historical data that you need to understand. Clear? So I will give you simple example so that you will understand better. You don't have any water supply. You don't have any water supply. What you do? Morning 6 o'clock, you will get the water in the street. Water tanker comes, or there is in the street there is a water taps are available. 6 o'clock water comes, you father, mother, sister, everybody is going to collect the water. You take a bucket and go. So this is your bucket. So first you carry empty buckets. You carry empty buckets. This is a plastic bucket, silver bucket, or this may be some other bucket. It may be different types of bucket. You start filling the water. The water is there. Water is you have collected. The bucket is full. But what is the capacity of the bucket? 30-40 liter. Within 5 minutes, the bucket is full. What you do? You go. You have a drum or the tank. You come. You pour the water. You put the water here. And again, you go back with the empty buckets. You back with the empty buckets. Next time again you collect the water. This is the fresh water collecting. Now again you will be able to get the full bucket of water. Again you will come. You will be able to dump the water into the drum. So like that, the drum is going to be increasing one by one, one by one. You will be able to get the data. So clear? So again you will go back with the empty. You will go back with the empty. So now, what is the size of this buckets? 30-40 liter. But what is the size of this data warehousing server? It is just like a drum or the tank. You will be having 10,000 liter, 1,000 liter, 5,000 liters. So it will take a lot of time to fill this. It will take, 1 year, 2 years, 5 years. All the fresh water will be available here. All the old water is available here. Clear? But now, one day, your mother told this water is not so cleaned. This water is not so cleaned. What will you do? Your mother is telling, don't dump into this water because we cannot drink that. You buy one more drum or the tank. This is what is one more drum or the tank. You put all the bad water here in the drum. In the drum, what you do? You add the chlorination. You boil the water, or you do some kind of a reverse osmosis process. You do lot of things here. So what will happen now? You clean the water here. The cleaned water will be going here. This is one more drum where you're going to be cleaning the water. The cleaned water will go there. Clear? That is what you're going to be doing. But now someone came and told you, hey, why are you lifting the water manually and putting it here? Can't you buy a motor pump? So you go, you order one motor pump here. So motor pump I wanted to purchase. Now if I take a motor pump, this is my motor pump. It will connect it to one source of water. It is going to be dumping into this. What is this? This is what is called ETL. That is what you need to understand. It may be connecting to different pumps. It may be collecting the water from here and dumping into here. So now here it will be a server where the cleaning is going to be happening from here to enter bigger tank at the data co. Again, you will have one more pump you're going to be connecting, take the water from here and put into this pump. So it may be having any company's pump. So I'm using SSIS is from Microsoft, right? So SSIS is from Microsoft. You may be using Kirloskar or Samir or Aegon, any motor pump you can use it. So we have Informatica, right? We have Informatica. We have a lot of pumps are available. Get the water, get the data from one place and dump into one more place. And here you clean. After cleaning, what you do, you take the one more motor pump, take the water from here, dump into file. This water you can give it to the end users. Like that, ETL is nothing but data exporting, importing softwares. Clear? You have a lot of softwares are available. So that is what you got to understand. So what is that I'm going to be talking about? You may be having data from the different sources. You all the data you're going to be taking from the ETL. It is going to be getting the data, putting the data into one drum, and here you clean the data, cleaned data using one more motor pump. You're going to be putting into a data warehouse. This is what is called OLAP. You may be having large data, historical data, read-only data will be there. Now, once you have the data here, cleaned data, once it is available, so what normally we do? We are going to be having last 10 years of data here. So the data can be used with the help of one more application. That application is called as SSIS application. You have the data. Only if you have the data, I cannot do anything. If you have vegetables, nothing can happen, right? If you have vegetables in the refrigerator, nothing can happen. You need to take all the vegetables and dump all the vegetables to kitchen. So kitchen where it is going to be processing. This is where only store the data, only put the vegetables. But somewhere you need to process the vegetables. So processing purpose. So we are going to be using SSAS is going to process the data. For example, I have 10 here, I have a 20 here, but what is the total sales? I wanted to get the processing 30. So it is going to be processing. The processed data will be displayed. You have processed the food. After that, what you do? You are going to be serving the food in the plate. The plate is called your reporting. So reporting, all the food has been prepared. Now you create lot of reports with the Power BI or SSRS where the people can see lot of sales and everything. The end users will see lot of sales and everything so that they will be able to know how the things are happening in their company. Clear? So you will be able to get the data, clean the data, put all the data into the data warehousing service for last 5-10 years of data. And that data, if you keep it in the refrigerators, vegetables are there, but who's going to be preparing the food? Kitchen. Kitchen, there is a stove, oven, lot of equipments are available. You're going to be processing the food, but the processed food will not be there in the kitchen. It is neatly garnished in the plate and it is displayed in the plate, right? That is what is called reporting. Reporting means whatever the data you have, last 5 years of sales I wanted to see, last 2 years of sales I wanted to see, country wise sales I wanted to see, monthly sales I wanted to see, brand wise sales I wanted to see, gender wise sales I wanted to see. All the reports are going to be prepared and all the reports are going to be shown to the end users. End users means Amazon CEOs and everything. So these people can understand how the company's business is happening. So this is what is called business intelligence. Get the data, clean the data, collect the data, store the data, lost historical data. Then on the last 5-10 years of data, we are going to be processing with the help of SSAS. And if you only process means you are doing some cooking with the data. Data warehousing will be simply storing the data. If you store the data, nobody can understand. You need to process the data, right? Process the food items. So with the help of a kitchen, we are going to be processing. So processing means I'm talking about simple aggregations and everything. I wanted to know what is the total sales of Amazon. What is the sales per day in Amazon? Billions of data is going to come, right? Last 10 years means that trillions of data Amazon would have been stored in the data warehousing. All the data, aggregating or finding some is not very simple task, right? 10 plus 20 30 I can do it manually. If I have 10 numbers I can use calculator, but if you have billions of numbers, trillions of numbers, doing a sum operation is a very very big task, right? The task will be done with the help of a SSIS application. So with the help of SSIS, you get the data, you centralize the data, you store the data into the data warehouse. With the help of SSIS, you do what is called as a data processing. So with the help of a reporting, you're going to be processing and showing the data. So country wise sales, year wise sales, month wise sales, last 5 years Ramzan sales, last 5 years Christmas sales, last 5 years Apple iPhone sales in India. Like that, lot of reports are going to be creating and giving it to the management of Amazon company so that they will analyze the business, how it is happening. So this is what is called business analytics. Always we'll take the large amount of data. OLTP will be just a bucket. In the bucket, you can have only one today's water, not for the entire month water, because bucket size is small. OLTP means simply buckets, size in the server, but a fresh water, fresh data will be there. You cannot perform data analytics in the OLTP. OLTP will have only last 6 months data, last 1 year of data. I cannot do lot of analytics with the data. I need to have years together. Last 5 years, last 10 years of data I need to have so that I can perform lot of good, beautiful analytics. Clear? So that is how you got to understand. Tomorrow, let us understand what is the data analytics and what is the data science. Okay, business intelligence or data analytics. Both of them are synonyms, means understanding past, understanding. Past is called as a business intelligence or data analytics. Now we have a data science also there. This is also called as machine learning, artificial intelligence. This is what is called predict the future. Remember, so both of them are not equal. So data science is something different. Data analytics is something different. This is a 3 months course. Anybody can learn very, very easily, right? So this is a very, very complicated course. Never jump into this. It is very, very complex and you cannot learn within 1 month or 2 months. Don't get into this. Many sites are saying data science is the sexiest job in this world. No, that is not the true. It is good, but it is not very easy to get into that. Anybody can get into data analytics by learning any reporting tool, ETL tool and data warehousing and SQL. So you are not going to be learning this very, very easily. Don't go into this kind of a tools forever. I'm telling you, you wanted to learn later. First, get the job in IT, work for IT for 5 years, then jump into data science or machine learning, artificial intelligence once you get the job. So these tools are completely non-coding softwares. Anybody can learn. So what is the prerequisite? Learn SQL, learn ETL, learn data warehousing knowledge, learn some reporting, Power BI or some reporting knowledge. When you have, you will be able to complete within 3 months and get into the IT company, guys. Sure. So tomorrow we'll connect with the same meeting ID, same time, and we'll continue further. So did you understand what is OLTP, what is OLAP? OLTP means fresh data. So OLAP means historical data, large amount of data, read-only data. But we have some more things that we'll discuss later. And if you have any questions, you can ask me now. So, right, so daily 25 days classes, daily 1 hour, all live classes are recorded, videos are shared on the same day. Interview questions are shared, project explanation is provided, one project is included in this, interview tips and tricks are provided, CV preparation is included, 6 months validity for the course and videos. If you wanted to extend the videos access means you need to pay nominal fee and extend for 6 more months and you can continue the learning, right? So if you don't have a time to attend the live classes, you can get the daily videos in practice because we don't have any other time schedules for SSIS or for Power BI. The schedules are fixed, guys. Okay, so you can buy the videos and practice them. And if you get any questions, you can just write me a mail with your phone number so that I can talk to you over phone as well if you have any clarifications. Chalo, if you have any questions, we'll continue tomorrow in the demo number 2 and we'll discuss tomorrow. After tomorrow's demo, tomorrow will be the final demo, same meeting ID, same time we'll connect and we'll be telling about the fees and everybody has to fill the form. This form I have given already, guys. If you fill the form, you will be able to get the discounted fee and everything. Okay, so please fill it. If did not fill it means. So the form, let me just copy it. Email address, full name with surname, course details, SSIS, location, and mobile number. So Indians, no country code is needed. Other countries, country code is needed. And click on subscribe. This is needed, guys, to get the today's video also. And even any questions you have, you let me know. If you're not able to fill the form, at least send me the details in the bhaskarjogi@gmail.com. Thank you, guys. Bye-bye.